Alright, now this next trail that we'll be going on is called Rain Shed Loop. It's pretty cross-country-ish, but as you go down the trail, you gain a little bit of elevation. Not much. It's a pipeline clearing here, and then you shoot off into the trail. That's pretty fun. Tuffberg has a lot of punchy climbs and a lot of technical bits. So if you're in the Hattiesburg area and you feel like riding, this is definitely the place to do it. It's definitely a place to come check out for sure, because you know you have the Longleaf Trace here, which is an old train track that they have taken up the tracks and made into a paved trail that is 44 miles long. And now we have entered Rain Shed Loop. Not trying to kill myself here while I'm talking, but the trace is 44 miles long. So you have an abundance of trail. I think they have like 20 miles of trail here, and you know the trace is 44 miles. It goes from Hattiesburg to Summerall. No, way past that. I can't remember the city, but 44 miles long. In the end, you're going to go 88 miles, which is pretty good for a road bike. I sure do like these new 780 millimeter wide carbon handlebars that I selected for this bike, and we'll go over that once my ride is done. Like I said, we'll go over every nook and every cranny of the upgraded Hyper Carbon X. So y'all stay tuned now. And there's going to be a hill further up the line that's always given me an issue. It's a pretty punchy hill. It's always given me an issue to climb it, but I think with the upgraded bike, I'll be able to make it. So stay tuned and we'll see how everything goes. I've been riding this bike, I really enjoyed how easy it climbs for a very entry level bike. But with all these upgrades on it, it's made it such an awesome climber. I can't complain at all. It's crazy how good it climbs now. So this little section of trail here is called 8 Mile, and it has a little bit of a descent to it, and there's going to be a small drop right before a bridge. So I'm going to film the whole run and just let y'all see how the bike performs, you know, how it works, how it feels, all that stuff. So just take a look. So remember the climb I told y'all about? So this is it coming up. I really don't think I'm gonna have an issue on this upgraded bike, but we'll see. Don't look like much on camera, I'm sure, but it's pretty steep. Hopefully we don't slip out. All right, here's attempt number 2. We got it this time, no doubt. No slipping, no falling. We got it. Look at that. Minimal effort. That's amazing. This bike amazes me still. It's just amazing what a few nice components can do to a bike. All right, guys. So now that was a hill that I climbed up, and now we're gonna go down the hill that I climbed up. So it's a little bit steeper to go down, but it's just so much more fun. So we're gonna do that and see if the upgraded Hyper can handle it. Little jump there, no big deal. So the one thing I want to point out is, if you've seen my other video of this bike before I upgraded it, it was not even 3 or 4 miles in and it was sounding horrible, creaking and popping and banging around. And I want to point out that this one, the upgraded bike, is not doing that at all. You ain't got not one creak, not one pop, not one bang. The only noise that I can hear coming from the bike is maybe the water bottle kicking around. But so far, that's it. And that's a good thing, right? All right, y'all. So this section coming up Dam Loop is pretty rooty and technical, and it's a short, punchy, technical climb. So we're gonna see how the bike fares on that section. Oh, we gotta go this way. The Dam Loop. This way? Yeah. Big rooty techie section. No problem. These tires, they're not the best though. That 140 millimeter fork definitely helps with some of this technical stuff. Well, that wasn't so bad. The reason they call that damn loop is because there's a lake up top there. I'll tell you what, we'll go back up and I'll show you. Just because this thing is so easy to pedal. It's insane. I hope y'all hearing those tires. So this is why it's called Dan Loop. It's a nice, fresh, refreshing lake up here. So we're at mile 13 now, and now we start heading back to the truck so I can tell y'all more about this bike and what components I use. See you there. Not too bad, not too bad. Could have went a little higher, but where the trail came out, that was fine. You have the Trace. If you wanted to bring your road bike, you want to have a good run, or just a leisure ride, you can do that. 44 miles of this, and they just repaved it. It's the best of both worlds. So like I said, if you're in the Hattiesburg area and you want to go for a ride, this is a great place to do it. All right, everyone. Now, since we got our bike ride out of the way, the main attraction everybody has been waiting for. The parts on the upgraded Hyper Carbon X Walmart bike. So let's go on over here to it. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna start at the front and we're gonna work our way back. So starting at the forks, we have RockShox 140 millimeter 35 gold RL forks with a little RockShox fender there. It's a good add-on. Coming up to the bars, we have ODI grips, very well for this bike. And we have very budget-friendly $45 Shimano MT200 brakes, as well as a Amazon Carbon 780 millimeter handlebar, as well as a stem off Amazon as well. I'll link all that in the description. We're gonna come over here. We got our dropper post lever. It's Zito. It's one of my favorites, actually. It's kind of a Wolf Tooth knockoff, but it's my favorite, one of my favorite dropper posts. I have them on all my bikes. Can't go wrong with them. They work, and they work really good. So this fork has compression dampening. You have lockout, and then you have full open, and then you have rebound adjustment at the bottom. The front hub, these are really, really awesome front hubs, or hubs in general. They are the Cruiser brand. They're the Cruiser XM 350s, I think. They come off eBay. They've been phenomenal. I've put a few hundred miles on. These wheels and tires came off of the Kent Travail. I had one. I do not have it anymore. I gave the frame to a buddy of mine. These tires, they're not the best. I tried to make them tubeless. They would last maybe a day and it would leak down. I don't know if the casing isn't made for tubeless or not, but they have tubes in them right now. I have some new tires for them and that are getting put on very soon, so be looking out for that video as well. Tires are okay, but they're not the grippiest things, especially in the loose over hard packed and the sandy stuff. They're not that great. Got our trusty Cane Creek water bottle. We'll move on back. We got a Cro-Mag Lynx DT seat. We got our P&W dropper post. Can't go wrong with the P&W dropper post. They're mint. Come down here to the cranks. We have Eagle GX entire group set. Can't look at that right now. Just kidding. That is Axis. That is SRAM's Axis GX. Yes, I did put that on here. I will never go to another cable driven system ever again. Once you have Axis, you never go back. We got the Fuker pedals, the Chester knockoffs. I'm not a brand specific guy. I buy what works. We got the 32 tooth chain ring up front. And we have the SRAM bottom bracket bearing in there. We have the CST Patrol and the Kent Travail wheel back here as well. And we have the same Shimano MT200 brakes on the back. We have 180mm disc up front, 160mm disc out back. And everything you see to this frame, everything you see done to this frame, bolted directly to the frame. I did no modifications except one thing. One thing I did. In order to insert the dropper post in here, you had the riv nuts. I had to take this one out because the dropper wouldn't go far enough into the frame unless I took this one out. That is the only modification that I have done to this frame in order to make anything work. And I must say, it is a very, very, very surprising bike. It's fast, it's nimble, it's agile. And the big thing I'm sure everybody's wondering about that I haven't gotten to yet, the head tube angle. And I'll tell you now, before I put this 140mm fork on there, it was 70.2 degrees. I wanted to go 130, but that would only give me 68.5 degrees. So I went 140. That gave me 67.6 degrees of head tube angle. Altogether in this build, plus the frame, I have around $2,500, if not a little less. And this entire build is much better than something you would buy off the shelf at a bike shop. To me, this is one of my favorite bikes to ride, after all the upgrades, of course. Everything that I did was super easy, especially with the tube in tube frame. Didn't have to fish no hoses through or anything. And we're gonna give this back Cruiser hub a listen because it sounds really good. And that is the Cruiser XM390. I was pretty skeptical about buying them, but they have held up great. I think they're really good hubs, and in the future I may make a video on them, but so far everything that I've done to this bike has been A+, even with the shifter up here. Clears the handlebars just fine. Going to the shifter in the back, there's been no cracks, no weird noises, no irregular carbon pops that you usually hear. It's been a great bike, and I think I'll keep it for a long time. But I'm getting ready to paint it because this paint job I don't care for. I don't care for it at all. I like a more bright, vibrant color. And it's not 9-speed anymore. It's 12. Yay. So let's give this bike one more once over. And that's it. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Sorry for taking so long to make it. And if y'all have any questions, please comment in the comment section and I'll answer your question. All right. Well, hope to see y'all on the trail. Later.